I gave my mother-in-law's secret recipe to the church cookbook under my name. My mother-in-law, Carol, has this peach cobbler recipe she's guarded for like 30 years. She calls it the family recipe, but she's real careful about who she says that to because the family apparently doesn't include me. I've been married to her son Doug for 8 years. And in 8 years she has never once given me the recipe. I asked her the first Thanksgiving I ever spent with them. I was young and I thought, this is how you get close to your husband's mom, right? You cook together. She laughed and said, oh honey, that one goes to the girls. The girls being her 2 daughters. She patted my hand when she said it, like that made it softer. So every family gathering she'd bring the cobbler and everyone would go on about it and she'd look right at me and say, it's just an old family thing, nothing you could buy in a store. Once at Doug's cousin's wedding, someone asked her for it and she goes, I only give it to blood. She wasn't even mad when she said it. She was smiling. Here's the part that stuck with me though. About 4 years in, she got sick. Bad flu, hospital for a few days. And guess who drove her to appointments? Who sat with her? Who made her broth because her own daughters were so busy? Me. I did that. When she got better, I thought maybe something had shifted. Next cookout, I asked again, real casual. She said, some things are earned, dear. Earned. Okay, so here's what she doesn't know. 2 summers ago, she was staying with us while her kitchen got redone, and she made the cobbler in my oven. I didn't take notes, didn't hover. I just paid attention every single time because she made it 4 times that month. The nutmeg, the splash of bourbon nobody's supposed to know about, the cornmeal in the crust, the exact way she does the lattice. I had it. I made it 3 times in secret after she left, in the middle of the day when Doug was at work, until mine tasted like hers. Identical. I sat on it. For 2 years, I said nothing. Then this spring, our church put out its fundraiser cookbook. Everyone submits a recipe. Your name goes under it. They sell it for the roof repair. And I thought about Carol saying you couldn't buy it in a store, and I submitted the cobbler under my name. Rebecca's Summer Peach Cobbler. The books came out 3 weeks ago. They sold like crazy. Half the congregation made it. People were coming up to me after service going, Rebecca, that cobbler, oh my gosh. And I just smiled and said, it's an old family recipe. Carol goes to the same church. She found out at the potluck. Somebody set a peach cobbler on the table and said, Rebecca, I made yours. And Carol looked at it. She knows what her own cobbler looks like. She took a bite in front of everyone, and her whole face changed. She pulled me into the hallway by the coat racks. She was shaking. Where did you get that recipe? Which one? You know which one? That's mine. That is my recipe. How did you? I watched you make it. In my kitchen. 4 times. She said, that is stealing. That is family property. You put your name on my recipe and you sold it to the whole town. I said, for the church roof. You're welcome. Take it out. Have them take it out of the book. I told her the books were already printed. 200 of them. Already sold. There's nothing to take out. She said, you had no right. That was supposed to go to my granddaughters. And I looked at her and I said, you told me for 8 years I wasn't family. You said it only goes to blood. Well, now it belongs to the Sunday school, the choir, and the entire Wednesday night bingo group. So I guess it's everybody's family recipe now. She said I was cruel. She said Doug would hear about this. I said Doug already ate 2 bowls of it and asked me to make it again. Then she said the thing. She goes, you are not one of us and you never will be. And I said page 42. She's called Doug 6 times this week trying to get him to make me issue a correction in the next printing. He told her there isn't going to be a next printing, and even if there was, my name's staying on it. Carol hasn't touched a peach since the potluck.